Yes, yes, yes. What's going on? What is going on? It's been a minute. It's getting kind of bright these days, isn't it? Like it's lighter for longer. What's gonna happen is it's gonna get a little bit darker soon, and I'm gonna need to turn some lights on. So I'm gonna turn some lights on now, so that I don't have to feel like I need to get up once we've started. So in the meantime, enjoy some tunes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I hope you're enjoying the tunes so far. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a while. I don't know if you saw just now, but when I stood up to turn that light on, I was feeling for the little switch, but there's no switch there because it's got a foot switch. And for all the years that we've had that lamp, that light, I've never done that apart from maybe the first couple of times I tried to turn the light on and off. But there's a switch, and for some reason I forgot that there's a switch. It's probably because there's a lamp where I was for the past 2 weeks, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. That didn't have a foot switch, so maybe I got used to doing that. A home away from home. Yes, so how is everyone doing? Welcome back. I feel like I'm saying that to myself. I need to let some people know that I'm live. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, put it in my not loading. WhatsApp's been doing some madness these days. Just been really slow. What's going on, WhatsApp? As you can tell, I'm still very much showing up and seeing how this thing goes. I think I'm enjoying just going live and seeing what happens more than I am being too structured. But I do think I'm going to get a little bit more structured soon. Maybe I'll do that after the 10th episode, maybe. Then maybe by then we'll have a good idea to really get a good idea of what this is all about, or what it could be. Maybe that might be a thing. All right, I'm gonna close WhatsApp and open it again, and then I can say, hey y'all, I'm live, baby, live and direct on your radio set. So how have you been? Hit me up, say hello in the comments. Let me know you're with me. Can you hear me? Do you like the music? I was going to ask if you have any requests, but I don't think we can do requests. But yeah, if you're tuned in, say hello. As usual, if you want to join in, the link is going to be here. Let's see. Does that show up on YouTube? It should do. I could check, couldn't I? Let's do that. Okay. Stop that. And hey, Takumbo, how are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to have you on. And this time, you could actually speak or type, and I can see it. Hooray! That's awesome. Music is a bit depressing. We need some summer vibes. Oh, do you know what? It's kind of hard to get this music, because there's only so much music you can play that won't prevent. There's only so much music you can choose that's gonna be okay for YouTube streaming before they turn it off or whatever it is they do when you're playing music that you shouldn't. Or is it only if your video is monetized or your channel's monetized? I think the channel's monetized. Not that there's enough people following, or I've had enough hours for it to be monetized, so maybe it doesn't matter. But yeah, Takumbo, listen, enjoy the tunes, man. You hear that beat? Listen, come on. Nod your head a little bit. Get into it. Neo soul vibes. Chill hop. Right? Are you nodding? Are you nodding? Are you nodding along? Got to get into a little bit. So a little bit of a musical fact, actually. Am I right in saying this? I'm gonna have to ask my wife. She's a musician. I talk about Tiffany every episode, but major chords in music are happier than minor chords. I don't know if I'm hearing major or minor chords. Boy, if my music teacher was listening, or any of my relatives that know music well, don't judge me. Absolutely not. As in, you're not nodding. I'm gonna find a tune with this kind of vibe, with a Jay Dilla kind of vibe, that's gonna get you nodding your head. Actually, yeah, I am looking for some different music, actually, that's, that I can use on YouTube. So any recommendations would be most useful. So, yes. I've got my little manager, who should be in bed by now, walking around. Okay, choices. Takumbo, it's my choice to play the music that I want on my show. Oh, listen, I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to have you guys on. If you are watching and you haven't yet subscribed, please do. How many subscribers does the channel have? The channel currently has 83 subscribers, which is good for me. 84 now. Awesome. So if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that little subscribe button. We do this every week. Do we do this? Am I going to do this every week? Because we haven't done it for the last 2 weeks. So can I say we do it every week? Well, that's the aim anyway. So do subscribe, like, show some support, try and get involved. Actually, there is no try, there's do or do not. So please do get involved. If you're a silent listener, that's all good too. Choose to love me spiritual coaching. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Good to have you. Choose to love me. I think I know who that is. Yeah, so we're talking about choices. As usual, if you're just joining, if you want to talk, if you want to have a conversation, I'm absolutely up for that. And I really, really do welcome it. So if you do, click that link and I'll let you know at some point. my fancy cup here with what is that, a Maserati? Ferrari? You can tell that I don't know anything about cars, innit? Ferrari, right? I don't have a Ferrari. I'm blessed. I love that. I love that. And of course I do. Of course I do know you. Yeah, so we're talking about choices. We are talking about choices. Girl, go to your bed. That's the realities of parenthood. One time she said to me, Daddy, you've been in a meeting for a long time now. I think it's time that you ended your meeting. I was like, yes, ma'am. That was funny. All right. So we're talking about choices. But before we get into that, of course, I have to, well, I don't have to, but I choose to let you know what's been going on. So how have you guys been in the last 2 weeks? Summer is here. I think in the last 2 weeks, was there some decent weather? Was there a heat wave? The reason I'm asking like this is because I wasn't in the UK. So I'm not really too sure what was happening in the last 2 weeks. I was away in the beautiful island of Nevis, St. Kitts and Nevis. I spent most of my time in Nevis. And while I was out there, I wanted to go live, but to be honest, I don't think I had it in me. Yeah, I didn't have the energy for it. And there's a lot of reasons behind that. But I wanted to, and I had a conversation with my cousin Todd. He's an amazing musician, and he knows people who have studios and all that kind of stuff. I was like, well, I think I'm going to do this, and we had a conversation. But as it came closer to that first Wednesday while I was out there, I was like, I don't know if I've got the headspace for this. And then I didn't want to be like, oh, I have to think about setting it up and where's it going to be? Is it going to be quiet? What is it going to be like? What's the environment? I didn't want to do that. So I decided not to. And I think that was a good decision to make. So the reason why I was away for 2 weeks is my beloved grandmother passed away at the end of April. And I was planning to go out. To say my goodbyes. She made it to 95, which is an amazing age. So it was a great celebration. And the Caribbean is a good place to be grieving in, to be honest. So we were out there for 2 weeks, and it was a good trip. It went well. Mango season is just around the corner, so there were some mangoes that were ripening while I was out there. So I had a good amount of mangoes. Can you tell? Am I looking a little bit orangey? I don't know, maybe not. So yeah, it was quite an experience. And to be honest, she was the closest person to me that passed away. So I didn't really know how to really grieve. And I think I'm probably going to do an episode about bereavement, because there's some people I know who have bereavement services and grieving coaching and all this kind of stuff, and I think it would be really good to have them on, because who's ever taught how to grieve? I don't know, maybe. So yeah, we got some comments coming in. Lots of goals. Hashtag goals. 95. I know. She did so well, and I think I'm gonna have to do an episode dedicated to her, because she's taught so many people, and at 95 she was an absolute beam of light on the island, and in other islands too, up until 94 I think was the last time. So my granny was a reverend, she was a preacher, so people were inviting her to speak and pray at different places, and she just had this like infectious energy and laugh, right? So that was really amazing that she made it to 95, and I'm super proud of her. Yeah, thank you to Combosa. Sincerest condolences. Rest in power. Are mangoes orange? Okay, interesting question. So there's a little emoji there. There's a little bit of orange in there, Kirsten. So yes, but you know what it is when you split it open. Isn't it orange or is it yellow? Shall I go get one? Because I brought some back. Should I be saying that I brought some back? I think I'm allowed to. Just don't come rushing to my house. Yeah, so mangoes are open or orange when you open them. Or is that mustard? I think it's orange. on the inside. On the outside, green when they're ripe. Some are red and yellow, red and orange. Some are green. But yeah, so I had lots of mangoes. Anyway, so I didn't do a live while I was out there, and I really did miss it. I really did think about doing it, and I really did miss it. But it is what it is. I had to take some time off, and to be honest, I didn't realize that I was grieving until like later on. So you guys know me. So you guys know me. I'm a little bit slow anyway. Kirsten says mangoes are more like yellow. Okay. Depends where the mangoes are from. I think if we're getting those mangoes that are imported from somewhere, that when they're picked before they're ripe and they ripe on the way to their destination across the Atlantic or wherever, maybe they're yellow. But the ones I had, they were definitely orangey. They were a little like dark yellow. Yeah, I think so. All right, this isn't a Diss Alex show of Neil. Yeah, thank you very much. How do I hide your comment? Oh, it says here, ban user and delete their comment. Oh my days. All right, so we're talking about choices. As usual, guys, if you want to jump in, here is the link. Here it comes. I think there's a 10-second delay between using StreamYard and YouTube. Tacumba says more yellow than orange. What is going on? All right, cool. Fair enough. I'll Google it later. Maybe I see everything darker because I've got brown eyes. That's not an argument. So today, this afternoon, I decided that I'll talk about choices, and there was a few reasons for that. I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and he was talking about this chap called Myron Golden, and he was talking about the word decide and what it means and where it comes from. And that was quite interesting. But then yesterday, I was having a conversation with a young chap about some decisions he was thinking of making and some decisions that I've made in the past. And it just made me really think about the choices that we make and how we make those choices and what are some of the things that influence us on the choices that we make. Not all mangoes are created equal. Facts, absolute facts. So let's do a quick Google search, shall we? And see what Google has to say about the word decide. Let me show you my screen. I know I can do this. Share screen. I don't want to share my whole screen. I can share one window. Google says decide. Can you hear this?
Decide.
If I play it, I can't hear it either. Okay.
Decide.
You might have heard that.
Decide.
That's how you say it, if you didn't know. So what we got here, the root, Latin, de, off, sede, whatever that is, however you say that, sede, I don't know, it's cut. So it's like to cut off. And the point that Mr. Myron Golden was making was he was saying that when you make a decision, when you decide to do something, you're cutting off all the other options. And isn't that sort of true? Like when you really decide to do something, when you make a choice, a strong choice, and you decide that you're going to go left or right, you've cut off the other options. You know, it reminds me of Will Smith some time ago. He was on some interview and he was saying, like, people were talking about being successful or something. I don't know what he's talking about, but he was saying, just decide. Like, there's this clip of him saying, just decide. And it's literally like cutting off the other options. There's no plan A or plan B. Sorry, there's no plan B or plan C when you've made a decision to go with like whatever thing that you want to do. So that really got me thinking about choices. Othniel says, I decided to click the link and watch you talk. Are you watching but not listening? I think you should make a decision to listen as well as watch. Yeah, and so literally you've cut everything else off because you're watching and you're listening, you're engaging. Do you know what I mean? So like if someone calls you, you're gonna be like, I haven't got time for you. You know what I mean? I'm watching a YouTube live with the Alexander the Greatest. Like guys, please don't message me, don't talk to me. I got stuff to do. You know, it's important to hear what Alex has to say. Okay, so you heard how to say decide to Kumbo. Excellent. So yeah, so choices. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about the choices that you've made in the past and how they've shaped your life and the person that you are now? Talk to me. Let's engage. I missed you. I missed seeing those words popping up on that screen. I really do miss that. And I miss hearing my voice, hearing my voice on this mic. Coming a little bit self-centered there, but yeah. So choices. What is the worst choice that you can make in life? Kind of like in general, what's the worst choice? Is the worst choice? What's the worst choice? What do you think? Hit me up. Let's engage. What do you think? What the worst choice? I think one of the worst choices for me that we can make in life is the choice of not doing anything, you know, because taking no action is actually an action, isn't it? Yeah, not doing anything is a choice. I choose not to do anything rather than taking action. Yeah, like not being bothered, like I can't be bothered to do something. You know, you got something to do, you know you should do it, but you're kind of like, I can't be bothered, so you don't do it. And if it's like workload, it just builds up and builds up and builds up, and it's like, oh, I wish I did it when I had the chance, you know? Worst choices. Not doing or going after what I desire the most. Brilliant. So that means that you're being intentional. That's Takumba's favorite word, or one of my favorite words that she uses. No, one of her favorite, whatever, you know what I mean. Not doing or going after what I desire the most. That's so true. That's so true. And sometimes we have all these things. We have people who are influencing us, whether in person or online, or different situations or things that's influencing us, that causes us not to make the choice that we really know that we should make or that we want to make. And then how does that affect our lives a bit later on? You know, it might end up in regret. It might end up in like, you know, it might end up in you not doing anything and, you know, being upset for a little bit. So, you know, it's a bit of a interesting thing, choices. And I think sometimes that I'm not trying to be over philosophical or deep or anything, but it's the little things that matter, isn't it? It's the little things that matter, the little things that add up that matter, you know? 100% I pay attention to Kumbo, you know? You got you're one of my favorite entrepreneurs, you know. Notice I said one, so don't get a big head. One of my favorite entrepreneurs. Yeah, so I do pay attention. I do pay attention to a lot of things that the people around me say, the people that I speak to and stuff. Absolutely. That's an important choice. An important decision to make is to pay attention. So I was having this conversation yesterday about moving out, like the decision to either stay, live with your parents, or move out on your own, or move in with friends. And everyone's different, right? Everyone's different. There's one school of thought where it's like everyone should experience living by themselves at some point. There's the other school of thought where it's like, you know, stay at home with your parents as long as you can, save as much as you can, so when you move out you can, you know, have a bit more money. What else? What other options are there? Some might say you should stay at home with your parents under the shelter and the guidance of your parents. I guess that's up until a certain age. But we were talking about different people who move countries, who leave one country or just leave one region or an area within a country to go to the city to work because that's where the work is. And that's what happened like a lot. Well, it still happens now, but that happened quite a lot from what, the 1920s or 40s. I don't know. I mean, migration has always happened, but there's been a lot of migration from the countryside, from farming into cities to find work, and a lot of people left the comfort and the shelter of their parents at like young age, like 17 and 18, coming into London, to find work, to have a better life, to make some money, and maybe go back to wherever they lived before. And I thought that was quite interesting. For me, I decided that I would stay at home with my parents until I got married. That's just something that I wanted to do. I didn't have that desire to go and live by myself. Did I ever? Did I ever have the desire to live by myself? I think when I was like a teenager, when I was 16, 17, a little bit rebellious and thinking, I don't want to, I can't wait to move out. But really, that was just because I was a little bit annoyed and, getting in my feelings. So it was a little bit different. And there's some people who want to move out quickly, but I think the decision is really based on what you want to do, isn't it? And the choices that we make are really based on what we want to do. And we have to remember and recognize that there will be rewards and there will be consequences for those decisions, or not making the decision, or not making the right decision. And that's really something that we've got to consider when we are making important decisions. Of course, obviously, no one knows the future. No one knows what the future holds, but you can be the creator of your own path, right? Yes. So choices, people. No one wants to come on and talk. I think I'm gonna have to do this a different way, because you know how I like to talk to people and have those engaging conversations. Well, it's been 30 minutes. I don't think we've been talking for 30 minutes. I think the first 5 minutes were like just music. But it's been good. It's been good so far. It's been great to be back. Every decision comes with a set of actions and reactions. 100%. 100%. Definitely. What's this song? I have no idea what this song is. It's called Another Day by a producer called J Folk. And this is from Chill Hop Music. Yeah. So can I get your opinions on something actually? So 8 o'clock, 8:30, I don't mind doing the lives, but I moved into the office, a new office the other day, and I'm thinking of making a decision of whether I should go live, continue doing these in the evenings, or do it during the day. I know people are working, so if I do it during the day, it will probably be around lunchtime. But people have different lunchtime. Some's at 12, some's at 12:30, some's at 1. So I'm really thinking about when to do these lives and what to do and what to talk about. Maybe I'll have more guests on, because it's a little bit awkward these evenings with young kids, and I don't think I want to be starting a live at 9 o'clock and going to bed at 10, because my bedtime is 10 o'clock. People, I have a bedtime. I'm trying to wake up early, and it's important for me to get some good rest. Like I'm talking 7-8 hours. So help me decide. Being intentional about your choices mean accepting anything that comes along. Accepting anything that comes along. That's interesting. Do you know what? I just realized, actually, I just remembered that these YouTube comments come in about 10 seconds late, or maybe even later. So I'm here talking about something else, and their comments coming through. Kirsten says, I was always told sometimes it's not even your choice, but the reality is you still have to choose. Yeah, that's true. I assume you're talking about if something happens to you and then you choose what you do about it, right? Mm. Yeah, because we always have a choice. We always do have a choice. Um, why not? Why not be? Why not be a bit controversial? Kanye West once said, he said a lot of things, but he once said, slavery was a choice. And I think I got what he was trying to say. I just don't think he said it very well. And maybe I didn't get what he's trying to say, but he was like saying that people remaining in slavery was a choice, and that was quite interesting. Um, but I think his point about people always have a choice was a little bit an interesting topic, and maybe he just used the wrong sort of analogy around that. Um, yeah, these times are best, says Kirsten. Okay, one person says yes. Um, Parents having to migrate, as you mentioned. Yeah. Definitely, definitely. So yeah, I'll do a few more. So we're on episode number 7 now. We've done this 7 times, and it's going okay. I've been fairly consistent. Sometimes it's at 8, it's at 8:30. So sometime between 8 and 8:30, I'll look to go live, and I'll see how it goes. It's either I keep these and I add something else on and do something in the day as well, which means I'll be doing 2 lives. And why not? Why not do 2 lives? Maybe I'll go live on a different platform. Maybe that's something we can do. Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been real. Um, it's been real. And I think mixing it up to combo is a brilliant idea. I think mixing it up, just see how it goes. Because why not? Why not? Why not? What did you say earlier about being intentional about your choices means accepting anything that comes along? I have an opportunity to go live earlier. Well, why not? Right? Kirsten says, "You're brilliant, Alex. Interviews would be interesting." Um, Go on. Who else wants to get my head big? Tell me how great I am. Thanks, Kirsten. Yeah, so it's been great. Great to be back. Another Wednesday, another episode. I was going to say another dollar, but another Wednesday, another episode. It's been good. I hope you all have a lovely evening, a lovely night. I hope you get some good rest, a really good deep sleep, and you wake up tomorrow feeling refreshed, ready to pursue your dreams, ready to take on the world, ready to do what it is you need to do, and to follow through on your decisions. Yes, yes, yes. So say yes to your life, say yes to your gifts, say yes to your dreams. Good night. Take care. See you next time.